Hey, what's up, my ladies and gents? How y'all doing? That's a horrible way to start off the stream. What's up, guys? How you doing? My name is, of course, Monsters Review. How are y'all doing on this fine Friday evening? Again, excuse me. Um, again, this is live. I promise. I think I might have even I might have even said that I would have guaranteed that this wasn't going to be live again. But, I'm here right now. It's live. So yeah, I mean, if any of you check out my Twitter, if you haven't followed me already, I'd suggest that you do. It's at MonstersReview, and I tweeted out last night. Sorry, my mouse is wicked loud. I tweeted out last night saying, "Getting around to finally recording this week's Cartoon Fridays. I'm so exhausted." And trust me, I did not lie in that statement. So, like I said, I started streaming at what? Streaming. What am I even talking about? I started recording at like 10 o'clock. Or no, when did I even post this tweet? I posted it at 12:29 a.m. This morning, technically. Sorry, I'm a bit stuffed up and I have a little bit of a cold, but as I was saying, yeah, I got around to finally recording this at 12:30 in the morning, and I recorded it. It came out pretty nice. I started editing it, and listen to this, all right? I fell asleep in my chair as I was editing it. I had gotten about halfway through editing, and I fell asleep. Uh, you know, last I could remember, I was editing my video. Next thing you know, I wake up and my mom's yelling at me to get up. It's like 5:30 in the morning, so yeah, I obviously couldn't compile that stuff together, and I've had a really busy day. So again, I've had to resort to live streaming. Hopefully that's all right with all of you. Gosh, again, I'm a little bit stuffed up. Let me actually get some tissues. All right, that should be a lot better. Um, what else was I going to mention? Um, excuse me, that was a weird burp. This is why I don't live stream. Like, I mean, I would edit this out. I would edit out me going to grab my tissues, blowing my nose, like, constantly saying and me coughing a few times. But as I was saying, yeah, I've been really busy. And something else to look forward to. Next podcast, I should be having a really, really special guest on there that you guys may or may not be familiar with. So, yeah, be looking forward to that. I also have quite a few videos in the works. I have that top 10 best Flash animated cartoons video that you all have been waiting for coming up sometime really soon. Um, I have a few other ones that I don't know if I should start talking about yet. Yeah. So that's that. I hope you guys are doing all right. How you doing, Richie Guppy? How you doing, John Walter? How you doing, Corrupted Styles? Doughboy Quan? Eternal Flame, baby. What's up, guys? Nutso Studios 2012. How you guys all doing? All right, I'm gonna get into the news. So yesterday was Cartoon Network's 23rd birthday. If you didn't know, Cartoon Network was founded on. I'm sure that they'd obviously put much more time and consideration to it before, but it was launched on October 1st, 1992. So yesterday was its 23rd birthday. It feels like the 20th birthday was just recently. It's crazy knowing how much things have really changed on CN over time. Even looking back at like the 20th birthday celebration back in 2012, things were still so much different on Cartoon Network as they are now, or compared to now. There's still regular show, Adventure Time, Gumball, all those, but there was a bunch of other shows on there too, like the Looney Tunes show and Mad and Annoying Orange and there. I mean, I guess I would say that Cartoon Network's in a better spot now than they were like 3 years ago. I mean, the 20th. I'd much rather have the schedule that they had during the 20th anniversary, than they do now, like as their just overall current schedule. But like just overall in 2012, I think that compared to overall in 2015, Cartoon Network's still at a better place. I mean, also might I add you, we had Johnny Test back then, and nobody likes Johnny Test. Um, so yeah. Um, Next order of business. Cartoon Network is expanding their Stop Bullying, Speak Up initiative by making a website. They're going to be creating partnerships with bullying. Holy crap. They're going to be creating partnerships with bullying prevention people, and they're also going to be featuring healthy friendships in Teen Titans Go and in the Cartoon Network CN Saiyan app. By this, I mean I'd assume that they're going to creatively incorporate a lot more scenarios or episodes based around friendly or healthy relationships with friends. Um, Again, I like the fact that Cartoon Network's trying to stop bullying. I mean, I don't know if that's their actual intent or if they're just doing it to make themselves look good. Nonetheless, I still like the fact that they're trying to help people uh, with bullying problems. But the thing I don't like about it is that they're kind of shoving it up our throats. Um, Not every kid, not every person has bullying problems. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of people do, but at the same time, a lot of people don't. And it'd be cool if they aired it just a little bit, but they air it so much, and they air those commercials with a music video. They air that all the time. I just wish that they wouldn't shove it up our throats as much. You know, kind of like how Nickelodeon does that philanthropic thing called the Worldwide Day of Play. It's once a year, and they only advertise it for like the week or two leading up to it, and then then there's the day, and then like they might talk about it like a week after, like in the week after it. But that's it. Stop bullying, speak up is a year wide thing. But then again, bullying is a year wide thing, and my mom needs to shut up. Next up, Cartoon Network teamed up with the fashion company Moschino. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they made some Powerpuff Girl inspired clothing. Unfortunately, that clothing isn't for me. What do you guys have to say? Can I test this on Boomerang now? Yes, it is. Yeah, that's right. Next order of business. Be Cool Scooby Doo. They released. Holy crap! I'm so out of it. Sorry, guys. Be Cool Scooby Doo. They released a short, like 30-second clip for it. It's a promo basically, and it's going to be airing soon. My opinions so far. I mean, I haven't seen too much of it. Only like that short 30-second clip. Judging off the art style, I can't take the art style seriously. Like if you look at if you look at the characters right now, you just can't take that seriously. It's really difficult to take that seriously. So if you can't take the art style seriously, then I'm going to find it difficult to find the entire show something worth my time. Again, I'm not some sort of like serious, insensitive, boring person. I love silly stuff, but not when it's all the time. You know what I mean? Like I want a show to have silly moments, but I also want to be able to relate to the show and to be able to take it seriously sometimes. Like that's why I love Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty can be really silly at times, but there'll also be some points in the show where you can take it seriously, appreciate it for what it is, and there can be some actual dramatic, moments that'll make you think that are good and not humor. So yeah, I think WB should just leave their older franchises alone. They've gone through enough. 50 years of torture from WB. No, they were actually with Hanna-Barbera before, but ever since WB's had them, they've just been making countless direct-to-DVD movies with Scooby-Doo and Looney Tunes, and no, I don't think really Looney Tunes, but I haven't liked those WWE movies. They made one with the Flintstones. They made one with Scooby Doo, and I'm sure that they're going to make much more in the coming future. I just don't think that CN or WB gets the simple concept or preach that I've been trying to say. We don't want more new series. We want reruns. No reboots, just reruns. We don't want another Scooby Doo. We just want you to air Scooby Doo. Well, actually, I don't know if I actually do since it already airs so much on Boomerang. Different example. Um, I know this show isn't getting rebooted, but the Jetsons. If I wanted the Jetsons to come back, I wouldn't want it in the form of a reboot. I would want them to rerun the Jetsons. I don't know why that concept is so difficult for them to grasp. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was just looking at what you guys had to say on that. And then the Splat. So, I made a video about the Splat. It got fairly popular. I think it's almost it's somewhere around 10,000 views, which is quite a bit for my channel. Hold up. Excuse me. I had dinner shortly before this. So as I was saying, the video is pretty popular. It's nowhere that popular like overall on YouTube. It's not like a viral video or anything, but it's pretty popular when comparing it to other videos on my channel. And one of my viewers, Jeff Joyce, actually let me know that Elvis Duran. If you guys don't know, Elvis Duran is a really popular radio host. He hosts Elvin Duran in the Morning Show on a bunch of various radio stations. It's like broadcast worldwide or nationwide. It's a really, really popular radio show. And they featured my video on an article about the Splat on their website, and I thought that was really cool. So thank you, Jeff Joyce, for letting me know about that. But anyways, we all have been speculating what the Splat is actually about. And we just found out recently that it's the first choice of what I suspected. It's just a rebrand of the 90s Are All That. It's nothing really more than that, actually. They're just adding a lot more variety to it. They're extending the schedule, and they're redesigning the look, and they're calling it something different. So, the Splat had a lot of people's hopes up. Some people are kind of feeling down. They wanted this to be a full channel. But, it's better than nothing. So the Splat's premiering on October 5th at 10 p.m. on TNIC. What I write? Yeah, and yeah, it's just a block. It's they're not like fully rebranding TNIC the channel. They're just rebranding Enter All That. And the schedule is from 10 to 6 in the morning. Excuse me again. From 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. they're going to have Pete and Pete and You Can't Do That on Television. From 11 p.m. to midnight they're going to have Keenan and Kel. From midnight to 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. they're going to have Doug. And then from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. they're going to have Ren and Stimpy. And then that same schedule is going to repeat from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. This is almost kind of running in like an Adult Swim format. How it's kind of divided into like two halves. How they'll have certain shows air for like the first part of the night, and then they'll like have those same episodes air later on that night. So this is kind of running in an Adult Swim format, I guess you could say. But it's not going to be like adult themed, I don't think. It's going to be targeted towards millennials, obviously. So yeah. I guess that's all I had to say on the Splat. So next we're gonna, again, I have written notes finally. I just found it a lot easier to keep track of what I had to say on my notepad. So now we're gonna get into the cartoon forecast. For Cartoon Network, this weekend's schedule is filled with too much Teen Titans Go, and there's also a ton of We Bare Bears and Gumball. But there's way too much Teen Titans Go, like an unbearable amount. Adult Swim, the Rick and Morty Season 2 finale is on Sunday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. I definitely suggest you should watch it. Rick and Morty is my favorite show on TV right now, so you should definitely check it out. Rick and Morty is one of the best adult animated shows I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm sure a lot of you trust my opinion. on certain things. And definitely trust me when I say Rick and Morty is a fantastic show. If you haven't already seen it, check it out. Again, it's there's adult humor and stuff, so if you're not into that, then I totally understand. But it's perfect. It's nothing like a Seth MacFarlane cartoon. It's one of the best cartoons you can ask for. It's a really really great show. So again, please 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 go check out Rick and Morty if you already haven't. And then on Toonami, they replaced Sword Art Online with Parasite, and I'm not sure if this is recent to this week or if this was changed in recent weeks. I didn't notice until now that they replaced Attack on Titan with Kill la Kill. So yeah. Oh, whoops. that's my BRB thing, by the way. This is my BRB thing for whenever I go BRB. So I thought that was cool. I accidentally switched to it. Boomerang. The movies are poop this weekend. On Saturday it's Scooby-Doo and Alien Invaders, and then on Sunday it's Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King. So, I wouldn't suggest watching those. Nickelodeon, it's mostly just the usual. Lots of SpongeBob, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Henry Danger, and that new show called Game Shakers. Then on Disney XD, they're a bit inconsistent with the variety this weekend. For pretty much the entire day of Saturday, tomorrow, they're going to have Gravity Falls. And then for pretty much the entire day of Sunday, they're going to have Lab Rats. So lots and lots of marathons on Disney XD. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that BRB thing. So yeah, please go check out Rick and Morty, as I already said. Next up, we're gonna get into the Q&A. I have a few questions. I have like 5 questions that are pre-made. Again, I'm trying to save most of them for when I actually do end up by recording one, because I don't have that much, and the show is very reliant on your questions. So, because there's only so much news, and there's only so much I can talk about with the news. So, as I said, the show's very, very reliant on these questions. So, I have to have a certain amount in order to make the show a certain length. Because when I normally don't have a lot of questions, the show ends up by being about a half hour long. But if I have quite a bit of questions, then it'll probably end up by being an hour long, which is always a good thing. And, yeah. So, if you guys want to, after the stream ends and this becomes a video, feel free to ask any more questions that you already haven't asked, that I haven't answered, or anything that you'd like me to answer. So the first question is from Doughboy Kwan, and he says, "How do you think the cartoon world would be like if SpongeBob was on Cartoon Network instead of Nickelodeon?" I think that would be really, 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 really weird. I don't think it would be much different than how Boomerang. I don't think that would be different than how Nickelodeon's treating SpongeBob right now. You know what I mean? Hold up. Sorry about that. Alright, as I was saying, I don't think that it would be much different. I think, like Nickelodeon, I think that Cartoon Network would try to milk every last bit out of SpongeBob. It'd definitely be a bit different, because, again, I don't think SpongeBob... If SpongeBob came out in 1999, right? Which is the same year that shows like Ed and Eddie came out. And it would be so weird. I feel like the cartoons like don't blend. I don't think they would blend well together with the Nicktoons. I just feel like they're two completely different things. Plus, most of the Nicktoons, if not all the Nicktoons, pretty much, except for maybe like Rugrats and Rocket Power and a few other shows, were pretty much based around things that weren't human. There was Ren and Stimpy, there was Real Monsters, there was Cat Dog, there was the only ones I can really think of. I'm sure that there's more, but there was like Rugrats, Rocket Power, Hey Arnold, and like what? That's all I can actually think of right now. But most of the cartoons were humans. Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Lab. The only like animals really were like I Am Weasel and Cow and Chicken, with a few others. But Yeah, I think I don't think Cartoon Network would treat it much differently as Nickelodeon's treating it. But I mean, welcome back, MQG. How you doing, man? How you doing? What's up, Travis Brandon? How you doing, man? Holy crap! Again, sorry if I sound a little bit sick. I am. Michelle Aldama says, "What's up, Monsters Review? Not much. I have some questions. What's your opinion on the Tom and Jerry show? I just assume you're talking about the new one that came out recently. I've only seen it's in bits of it, and I wasn't really too entertained by it. Um, I think I changed the channel actually. Um, do you like the Cleveland show? Yes, I do. I find the Cleveland show to be pretty funny. Overall, Seth MacFarlane, you know, criticize my judgment, whatever. I know so many people that hate on Seth MacFarlane cartoons. Family Guy, American Dad, Cleveland Brown Show, and I really enjoy all three of those shows, and I think that they all have they're good and they're bad, but I enjoy watching them if nothing else is good on, um, or if nothing else that's good is on, and I mean I understand why some people might hate them, and I could also understand that I also don't like the fact that they pretty much dominate Adult Swim now. But nonetheless, I still enjoy the shows. And lastly, number three, who do you think's better, Gandalf or Yoda? I was never a Lord of the Rings person. I grew up loving Star Wars, so I'd have to say Yoda. Excuse me. Um, ba, 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 ba. Which are all right? I'll start answering questions after we get through the pre-made ones. Also, for those of you that are just coming out of the stream, before this we talked about how yesterday was Cartoon Network's 23rd birthday, how they're expanding their Stop Bullying, Speak Up initiative, how they teamed up with a fashion company to make like Powerpuff Girls inspired dresses, how they released a promo for Be Cool Scooby Doo, and how the Splats block that's premiering on October 5th at 10 p.m. It's just a uh, a rebrand of the 90s or all that if you already didn't know. So yeah, that's just to catch you up. And then next question. Neural Turtle says, "What's Fusion Fall Legacy?" Fusion Fall Legacy, I'm not too familiar with it. The only way that I've actually ever heard about it and have like talked about it was because some people have asked me questions about it. I've only like checked out the episode once, but to my knowledge, I just know that it's like a fan made like game that's going to be themed after Fusion Fall. That's all I know. I'm not sure if that's even correct or not. Do you think that South Park pushed the extremities of broadcast television and cable? Um, it definitely stirred up a lot of controversy. Shows like South Park do that. There's satires and parodies, and especially if they're making, some people and some groups can take offense to certain things that they mention on South Park. Um, I guess that you could say that I have a pretty unique view on humor. I don't care if anybody like makes fun of me or makes fun of what I do on my YouTube channel or anything like that because it's for I mean if they're being jerks then I do care, but I mean if it's for comedic purposes then that's all right. You always see people make jokes about racism, and I'm not saying that racism is okay. I'm just saying that if it's for comedic purposes only then that's fine. You know what I mean? It's racism definitely is not okay. But um, it's comedians for the most part don't have a malicious intent. If they're trying to offend a certain group of people or a certain thing, they're not. I don't think they're trying to like display some sort of offense or or target them in any sort of way. They're just making fun of them. It's for comedic purposes. Comedy is a wide thing. If someone makes a funny joke, there might be one person who's feeling butthurt, but there might be a whole group of people laughing. Especially if people are doing that kind of stuff to me, I don't care. As long as it's funny, then it's fine. But if someone just says something stupid that's demeaning and that either crosses the line or just isn't even funny in the first place, then I don't even know how I got on this topic. But back to South Park. Yeah, I think it stirred up a lot of controversy, but I don't think South Park has ever pushed across the line. Um, yeah. Um, and I think this is my last question, actually. Angry Birds and Frozen Rocks 2009 EDCP The Buzz Maggie Rock says that's a long name. Um, what would your reaction be if Adult Swim shut down to make way for Cartoon Network to be 24/7? Number one, I don't think that would happen because Cartoon Network is I believe actually Adult Swim is just as, if not more, successful than Cartoon Network. Um, from demographics that I've studied and stuff, that appears to be the case. But nonetheless, if this was to happen, I think a lot of people, including myself, would be pretty irritated. I know that a lot of people that are wholehearted CN people don't like the fact that Adult Swim has been taking so much from Cartoon Network's like late night primetime schedule. I'm a bit frustrated at that kind of stuff too, but I think Adult Swim has a place on Cartoon Network. I think it would be lovely. Actually, again, I have a video planned. I don't know if I'm still going to make it or not, but it's almost kind of like a rant. It's like a discussion on whether Adult Swim should become its own channel or not, because that question right there has raised a lot of controversy, and a lot of people have different views and opinions on it. So I think I'm still going to make that video. But anyways, you can ask your questions now. If you have any questions to ask me, please ask them now because it's the appropriate time. Sorry if that whistle peaked or anything. Let's see. Can I offend your green skin? I'm waiting for your questions, guys. Again, I'm wicked sad that this Sunday is the season 2 finale of Rick and Morty. I've gotten into this show so much recently, and it's become one of my favorite shows, and I'm just really sad to see that they're taking a quick break, because I want to keep seeing new episodes every week. All right, let's see. Holy crap, that's a lot of questions. And by the way, thank you all for watching. I know that like back when I started Cartoon Fridays, I was averaging like what 3, 4, 5 people every stream. Now we got 20 people watching, so that's quite the thing. And then plus once this is done and it's posted as a video, there's normally 500 or more people that end up by watching these. So I'm very grateful for those of you watching. All right, let's see. Hey, do you think Nicktoons Network is going downhill today? I guess kind of. I mean, all they do is rely on sports and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles now. I don't even know why that's still a channel. There's no point to it at all. If they're going to base it around like sports related things, then why don't they just call it Nick Sports or something? It's Nicktoons. It's supposed to be for cartoons, and they're even still airing like a few hours every day of Nickelodeon sitcoms like Thundermans or Henry Danger, which is completely unauthorized. I don't even know why that channel still exists if it's not living up to its own name. Excuse me. What's your opinion on Gravity Falls? I enjoy the show, and I also like its cryptic messages and that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts on Pickle and Peanut? That's a very bad show. I would not suggest watching that show. It's not good. Why did Dragon Ball Z end in the first place? I don't know. I didn't even know that Dragon Ball Z ended because I thought that they were still making movies and stuff. They made that Battle of the Gods movie last year, and then they just made that Resurrection F. Oh well, of course it ended too because now they're working on that Dragon Ball Super show. But I don't know why it ended. I'm not really too keen on anime stuff. Uh, let's see. What do you think about Steven Universe? I think it's a pretty interesting show. Personally, I don't watch it, but I appreciate the show. If you were to work for Cartoon Network, what would you say? Or what would you say now? It's hold up. My thing accidentally just scrolled off. What would you want to do? I would want to do either be the president, be in charge of scheduling, be a show creator. Those are three things that I would love to do at Cartoon Network. I mean, even being an intern would be cool. But yeah. What's your opinion on the Angry Birds movie? Back 5 years ago when Angry Birds was at its like peak in popularity, I really enjoyed playing it, playing the Angry Birds game. I think it's definitely died out in popularity. It's nowhere near as popular as it once was. However, I guess I'm kind of excited to see what they have for a movie. It's kind of weird how they're taking what was a game about slinging birds with like a slingshot towards a group of green pigs. How they're turning that into a movie. Kind of like how another scenario like that was the Battleship movie. It was released in like 2011. It was made by Hasbro, and it's called Battleship. And of course, it's loosely based off of the Battleship board game that we all know and love. The one where you have a bunch of ships and you try to guess your enemy's coordinates to try to sink their battleship. And that movie was ridiculously oversaturated with special effects. It guest starred Rihanna, and like the entire plot was like about the world coming to an end because there were like aliens that came over. The only thing that it really had to do with battleships was the fact that like they used battleships to like they were out in their battleships, they discovered the aliens, and then like they tried to fight the aliens with the battleships. That's it. It really doesn't have anything to do with the game itself, actually. So, I wonder if it's going to be the same situation here, or if they're just gonna like have one action scene at the end where like all the Angry Birds get on slingshots and like fling themselves towards green pigs to take out the evil ruler or something. I don't know. It's just really hard to. I don't know why they would make a movie like that. I don't think they've been making those Angry Birds tunes, but whatever. What do you think of Finding Carter? I don't know what Finding Carter is. What do you think of the list of the shows on the Splat right now? I think the list is pretty good. It's definitely a lot more shows than what the 90s or all that offered. I'm looking forward to the Splat. Holy crap. Did you hear about a comedian named Nicole Arbor? She's making fun of fat people. Yeah. I wouldn't really know how it feels since I'm not fat. But I could see, there a lot of America is obese, and I could see why a lot of people could take offense to what she said. She definitely, there's a difference between humor and just being an asshole, and she was just being an asshole. Holy crap. I wasn't here. Did you answer my question on your gaming channel? I'm not sure what you're talking about, so I'd take that as no. Let's see. What was the most tolerable year of the Check It era? As I've said in the past, it would probably be like I don't know, 2012, or if not one of the first years. I don't know. Holy crap! This thing is scrolling so fast. Do you think Christina Miller's hot? No, I don't think so. What are your thoughts on Teletoon? I used to adore Teletoon like 5 years ago. I used to go onto its website, and I really liked its schedule. I also liked the fact that it was airing a lot of shows that Cartoon Network had discontinued and stopped airing. But now it's pretty similar to Cartoon Network, if not worse, with its schedule. So I don't know, but I haven't checked out television schedule in a really long time. So, what's your favorite current Cartoon Network show? Excluding Adult Swim, and I have to say either regular show or We Bare Bears. Um, let's see. Would you ever be willing to do something similar to the Pizza Party podcast? I don't know. Again, I strive for individuality and uniqueness on my channel. Um, the Pizza Party podcast is obviously something that's already existing. It's already by Rebel Taxi, who's also a guy that does cartoon stuff on his channel. And I don't want to copy him in any sort of way. So I don't want to do something like he does. I mean, of course, he can serve as an inspiration to me, but I definitely don't want to copy him and do that kind of stuff. That's why I'm trying to be different in my own kind of ways. uh, let's see. Can you do a petition to rebrand Nicktoons? I don't think it's really necessary. They can just dig themselves into a hole. Let's see. Maroon 5 or Fall Out Boy? I'd say both. I both enjoy I enjoy both of their music. Um, let's see. Who would win in a fight, number one or Robin from Teen Titans? That's a tough one. I don't know. Excuse me. Considering the fact that Robin's a teenager and number one's a kid, I'd probably say Robin, but number one is going to give up a good fight. Excuse me. Yeah, like 5 years ago, Angry Birds was really popular. Do you like the new show Wabbit on CN? I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Do you think that regular show will be canceled soon? I'm going to go off on a limb and say possibly. It's been going for 5 years, and they recently made a movie. Um, if you don't remember, there was a show that you might remember called Billy and Mandy, and that was running for about 5 years. And then they made a movie called Billy and Mandy's Big Boogie Adventure, um, and that was like a TV movie. Uh, and then shortly thereafter, the series ended, and we never saw any more of Maxwell Adams on Cartoon Network. So I mean, I think that there's a slight possibility that it might happen soon. If you could create a block for any channel, what would it be? I'd probably do like some sort of retro block, like the Cartoon Show, and I'd bring that back onto Cartoon Network. I think that would be a pretty cool thing. Have you ever seen the Godzilla movies? Yeah, I saw the original Godzilla versus King Kong. I've seen some of the old Godzilla movies, and I've also seen the new Godzilla movie that came out last year. Um, let's see. Holy crap, my dog needs to shut up. Let's see. I'm just gonna answer a few more questions. Um, let's see. Um, have you ever watched the cartoon Detention Era? No, I haven't. Um, remember when Courage the Carly Dog joined Boomerang and came back on Cartoon Network in the early mornings? What do you think of that? I thought that was really good. It's too bad that was only like short lasted for a week. But now Courage is more frequent on Boomerang's schedule, which is good. Um, if you met Christina Miller, what would you tell her? I tell her to do a better job. Did you already do the cartoon forecast? Yes, I did. If you just want me to briefly go over it, on Cartoon Network, there's too much Teen Titans. On Adult Swim, Rick and Morty season 2 finale is on Sunday. They also replaced Sword Art Online with Parasite and Attack on Titan with Kill la Kill. Boomerang, the movies are bad. It's Scooby Doo and the Alien Invaders, and Scooby Doo and the Goblin King. On Nickelodeon, it's mostly just the usual SpongeBob, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Game Shakers, Henry Danger. Then Disney XD. Saturday, there's a marathon of Gravity Falls, and then Sunday, there's a marathon of Lab Rats. One more question. Let's see what we got. What we got here? Oh, let's just answer like two more. What was the scariest movie you ever saw on Cartoon Network? I don't know. I think The Mask was on there at one point. I used to not like that. Well, I used to like the movie, but I got scared. Um, Regular show is getting a bit stale, I think. But um, let's see. Um, it's just a little bit weird without Margaret and stuff like that. And Toby is also there, isn't there anymore? All right, last question. What's your opinion on Mr. Meaty? I think that show was weird as frig, and I don't know if that show deserved to to be on Nickelodeon. Like that's creepy for children. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Monsters Review. Again, if you have any questions that I wasn't able to answer, please wait just a few minutes until this is processed as a video, and then please leave them in the comments because I'll be sure to answer them. I'll try to actually get a podcasted version on the next Cartoon Fridays, and I'm going to have a special guest that you guys are most likely familiar with. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Of course, I'm Monsters Review. Have a great Friday night. See you guys later. I'll try to upload sometime soon. Peace out.